I want to say that this Task Force RSG, this lineup, is still very much capable of demolishing games wherein they take control.
Yeah, speaking of control, head-to-head, even just by looking at the similar hero pool on our goal lanes, it was the focus that we're trying to build in series number 2. But it all boils down on how will the jungles will actually do their adjustment, because we see Roam, we see March, we see the sustainers. One thing that stands out is just the Guinevere Rockhard. I know this could be actually an EXP in the jungler, but it just works for Irad. But who will he go that route again?
No, you know what's going to happen? Irad is going to pick up Leomord.
Ooh.
Are you sure?
No,
Calling
you
the
sure?
shots there,
Not really.
Carl Rockhard.
I mean,
I kid.
that's a very bold prediction.
It's just my, you know, my personal hit wish list.
Yeah.
If you guys got a hit list, I
You
got
have a
my
wish list. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's Leomord coming back into pro play here. But wishes aside, we gotta stick with the facts. 95% Lord control ratio for Echo, bro.
Turtle and Lord, by the way. 88 and 95 with Lord, that's crazy. And it's a very big factor as to the the wins of Echo. Like, these are major objectives. The Turtle, even though Mobazane said that Turtle doesn't really amount to much, that meta has changed. Turtle gives a lot of XP, and that's the reason why, for the most part, Echo wins their games through Snowball.
Yeah, speaking of Snowball, that graph is almost blue in all areas. And even for RSG, even we could actually look for their own strengths. We look at team fights, we look at team fight counters, but how will they even pull that off with a kind of facts?
You know what? Let's stick to the facts. And the fact is that these teams have their own win conditions. And of course, here in the MPL Philippines, we call that the keys to victory. Of course, brought to us by Infinix. Midnight, kindly break this down.
These are the keys to victories, brought to you by Infinix Note Series Ultra Fast Gameplay. Carl TZ, or for Echo, but for Carl TZ mainly, you have to tame your best team. You have to make sure that Irad does not show his mechanics here. He does not pop off. Because we've seen Irad pop off, specifically against Echo, especially with the Lancelot throwback in Season 11, where he just ran off to the ends of the earth and was able to outplay Echo, and that's where you start looking into the matchup. Carl TZ needs to be able to control that, while Irad, he needs to be able to punish Carl TZ's relentless aggression. Whenever he gets the snowball, whenever he picks his target, Irad should be there. There's no longer a one in Irad's name. He is a team player now. He's not just the one. He's playing for RSG, and he needs to be able to punish Carl TZ for his team. Now, for both sides, do not lose your cool. I would say they're cool guys. They have swag. They have amazing aura behind them. But in-game, mistakes are easily punishable. Right now, they are besties. They're showing up their hands. They're drawing up a signature here, a friendly signature in the Filipino culture. That's a burger. But in this game, patience is really something that they should hold on to. Because again, as I said earlier, I need to reiterate, punishing is going to be key here for both sides. These are very fundamental teams. These are very...
That is just an amazing keys to victory. The sight of two junglers
That's right.
doing the burgers. It's a tradition in the Philippines, but it was just, yeah.
Right there,
You
the
can do it.
the time-honored tradition of passing Zebega.
Come on.
Zebega.
Yeah.
This
We
is
are
sign of
united.
friendship here.
Yeah.
Sign of friendship.
It started from a meme.
It used to be
And
a
we're
heart,
here.
and now it turned into a burger because
Yeah.
it was so deformed.
Yeah.
But in the end, the Filipinos love to eat. Apparently, so the burger makes more sense.
You know what's crazy? The expression in and of itself, like burger, because in the Filipino community, they usually say, burger ka sa akin, right?
I'm gonna burger you.
I'm gonna burger you. It connotes like a a negative and a positive sentence. Like burger ka sa akin.
It's
Like
amazing.
I might destroy you, or let's go get some cheeseburger later.
Yeah, it's something that when you guys do either in a battle and just ask someone, hey, you owe me a burger, pa-burger ka naman, right? Yeah, it's just a way of rewarding each and everybody. It could be positive, it could be negative.
But you know who's gonna get sandwiched later on? I think it's gonna be RSG if Carl goes back to the Joy.
Oh, yeah.
He has been having fun on that Joy, who has been sandwiching everybody and has been twerking in front of the base.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that yesterday.
As well as Coach Tic Tac.
As well as Coach Tic Tac. So,
Yeah.
on the Joy, Carl TZ loves to go for these sandwich plays. He comes in last and then finishes off the whole squad. So
Yep.
maybe that's something that they can talk
Yep.
about there later in the coming draft.
So even by just comparing the ratio of how their team fight head-to-head is just being compared to one another, how will they even answer that problem? How will they answer the back line? Because most sports we see how RSG sometimes loses their game mid to late. So if the Joy could be in a threat to this game, how will they even secure that back line for RSG?
There's two things. Again, number one, it has to either come from the roam, like getting a Kaja out of Franco on light, but also making sure that Ira does not lose steam against the Joy. Because one problem that you have when you play Joy jungle is that you lose late game potential. Like it's hard to play Joy jungle against late game lineups or just CC heavy lineups, because yes, you have CC immunity, but it's just for a short, limited amount of time. And the thing is, Ira does play a lot of exotic heroes. They have a lot of they have a lot of things in their arsenal. I think you have to also keep in mind that Lancelot is a good matchup against the Joy jungle, because technically you don't really meet each other, but you also provide problems that Echo needs to solve. So it's sort of like an indirect answer against the Joy, because Echo is not going to be able to play freely with Carl DZ on the front lines, because they also have to deal with the Lancelot of Iran.
That's also the reason why I think if there was any player in the Philippines that can bring it out for the first time again, the Leoborn, it's Ira. So many exotic hero
You're really
picks.
calling it, huh?
The assassin jungler potential as well for this guy.
Yeah.
I have to say, this might be it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is draft time for game number 1 of Echo versus RSG. And right off the bat, a very rare first pick these days is the Valentina Midnight.
Yeah, are we finally back in this kind of choices midnight?
This is Season 9 drafting sequence. No Lancelot, no Fredrins in this game. So Joy, Guinevere, Martis, and potentially a Fanny pick from both sides. They're open. Now they go Novaria, they go with the Baksha. Again, Irad, nowadays, utility jungle. I think this is a very safe choice for RSG, but this does give the this does give a potential answer for a potential chance for Echo to answer back with very good counters against the Baksha. For one, they could pick up Claude, or maybe X-Borg. I was gonna say X-Borg because they just zone out the Baksha really well. But they go back with the Joy. Yeah, they go back with the Joy. Echo, fantastic answer. Because the thing is, you don't even know what the role of the Joy is. Could be an XP, could be in the jungle. That's the same with X-Borg. Could be XP, could be jungle. But RSG now has a chance of picking up that Claude or the Beatrix, just to be able to match up well against the Joy. Like sustain yourself against the Joy.
Or if Eman's playing up to it, maybe a Bruno here in this slot.
Oh yeah.
But no, we go Franco. I'm liking this. I'm liking this for RSG.
The answer.
We've been talking about the Fanny. We talked about either a slippery assassin hero, but with this choice, like Light gets his hands back on Franco on their game, if I can recall correctly, this was one of the ways that they're trying to go back to their form, their own nature, their strength. With the Franco, you have a way to catch this Joy, and you have a way to catch even the Valentina. So I think this answers slowly the skips and the dashes of the heroes of Echo.
One crazy thing about this draft is that RSG, they managed to kind of counter JP in the draft, where they picked up the Franco, and they don't need to think about the Cho pick and coming from the side of Echo. But in terms of like the hero pool in Rome, you getting the Franco as early as this sets up for an amazing Atlas pick. Now they ban out the Cho themselves on the side of RSG. Even though they are fully well equipped to deal with the Cho, they still are respecting JP with all his years of experience.
Yeah.
But again, the matchup, it does tell you that Echo could potentially pick up the Atlas, because at the moment, not a lot of punishes are coming out from the side of RSG.
And for RSG, it feels like they're going pre-S12 meta here. It was Franco galore there back then. Novaria always going to be taken up Weirdly, not first pick by Echo, which means
Yep.
that they probably have some pretty good answers there in the last part of the draft. But RSG, they're not
they saw
really.
the dance.
There it is. They
saw
read
the
into it.
I think
They
that's-
read into it.
That was already like a clue.
It was a giveaway.
Yeah, like, well,
That's like, nah, I should have done that.
no.
My bad, bro.
Yeah, we were kind of expecting that would be the answer, but yeah.
There you go.
On point, the Bruno, you mentioned it earlier, Rockhart. So the
Eman
Bruno,
feels it.
yeah, since there's a lot of ways that the lineup of Echo can easily escape setups, so this is one way to keep on poking them with the right amount of critical hits.
Yeah.
So with this, what could be the perfect answer? So since they banned out the Beatrix, and as well as I think the Brody's still open.
Yeah, Brody, Atlas, Ixia, Atlas,
Oh, Ixia.
Ixia,
Yeah.
Grok, Ixia, Atlas. Sorry, I already said Ixia, Atlas.
That would be something if Echo went and gave RSG a little piece of their own medicine.
Yep.
Huh?
Yup.
That would be
The
something.
Ixia counter. But they went, oh, Angela!
There it is.
I
There's
forgot the
Ixia.
Angela with the joy.
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot it. Oh, insta-pick.
Insta-pick Khalid. We've seen it on the first debut pick in hands of Flap TZ. Now you called it, Midnight.
Yep.
The Ixia and the Angela, with the Joy being present. I think this is the shift for Echo from. Is this even right now? Because RSG has a more rounded answer for the index.
I love their index. It's maximum vision.
I feel like
It's so cool.
I feel like, you know, in terms of overall composition, RSG does have more to their lineup. Like, they have push, they have early game, they have catch, they have vision with the Navaria. But the threat, like the kill threats, because it's hard to quantify kill threats, right? Like the catch against the Joy, it's there, but provided with the sustain of the Angela, Carl TZ again has access towards that Bruno, and I feel like this export is still going to become a problem for RSG.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is game number 1 of Echo versus RSG here in week 2, day number 3. I gotta say, I'm feeling it for Echo. They seem to have their own way of dealing with the RSG comfort here. Not to mention a big turnaround using the Ixia against the guy who used it for the first time here in the season. That's something for Echo. As you know, the world champions, they gotta make their mark, and they're doing it.
What?
Very quickly though, what was that?
Right away, RSG secures the first blood.
Yeah, that was JP. JP willingly, you know, sacrificed his life because RSG invaded Echo's jungle. They're not letting Carl TZ jungle for free.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the retry from Irad just to take the green.
Really?
Wow, this is-
Really, Irad?
I can feel the beat of the drums and the pressure is just on for RSG and Echo. What is this? The keys to victory. We were talking about how they can actually go, but by the trivia, Orcas versus Rangers since
No
MPL
way.
Season 8. Both have played 38 games.
Irad!
Oh no, wow, he is really going aggressive and giving pressure. And JP just being denied on vision, and everybody's rotating quickly up top.
All right.
3 members from RSG.
A big reminder, guys, Echo is behind by 2 games against RSG overall. I was surprised by that fact.
Yeah.
And I wonder what's going to happen. This is going to be a big tilt there in either team's favor, whoever wins this.
Look at this RSG just playing the jungle of Echo. They're not letting Carl TZ farm for free. All resources are being contested. And I want to point out, Irad stole the Probo buff without retry.
Oh, look at the dodge, look at the hits, look at the spams, Garteezy.
Carthy is behind in levels, bro.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
on
Benny?
what? What is happening?
Okay. We have to hold our horses here. Echo is just being delayed and denied early game. How is this being possible? RSG is just in a completely different mood today.
Doesn't it feel like they just woke up on a different side of the bed today, Midnight?
I mean, this is you know, typical task force RSG again, as we saw in previous you know, the previous series. Like, they have the chance. I mean, they have the capability of actually demolishing early games like this.
Oh, now Eman
Oh!
took down JP Light, secures the first objective, and that's the bite. That is suppressed Sanji. That's the hook follow-up. Now he can't go. He's being slowed down. Irad secures the kill. Wow. Echo could not even contest that turtle.
Carl TZ is still level 3!
He's-
Level 3!
He doesn't have even the ultimate yet. Prison, and Irad is just completely stealing his own objectives, just being strong. Dazzle and Sandy connecting onto Irad. Will the magic be enough? Yes, it will.
no!
Nets finally takes down one. Carl TZ falls down.
My mind is blown right now, Midnight. Midnight, are you okay? He looks stunned.
If I was Carl Teasy, I'd quit. I'd quit this very second. Not Light Irad has been invading the jungle of Echo relentlessly. And Knots, he's willing to trade HP because he has a heal. He has a heal. He has a way to get his HP back. And he is using those HP to make sure that he pokes Carl Teasy.
Bro.
Irad just goes in,
How do
steals
you-
all the buffs.
How do you even tame the besties meet once again? Oh yeah, he just
Mando.
right flicker right onto Carl Teasy. He can't move. Iran secures another kill. That's 2-1 KDA.
This is a beatdown. There's just no other way to say it. A beatdown on the jungle of Echo.
I mean, RSG, Irad, he's feeling it at the moment. He remembers. AP BREN versus RSG. I died 3 times in my jungle.
What?
And I was a joy.
While all that was happening, full outer turret
flashback.
energy shield plus a turret on top side for RSG.
Goodness, this is how AP BREN played against RSG when Irad was playing Joy. Now Irad is doing the same thing to the world champion, to the GOAT, the GOAT
Oh.
of MLBB.
Wow, they're putting really high pressure on Echo, even by just looking at the lead. We're looking at 3.4. And as of this one, I think this is not a good chance even for Echo to contest this one. And then Irad, from stealing all the objectives from Carl Teasy, he takes down a second objective. And okay, there comes a showdown again up top. Carl Teasy versus Nats.
It's here.
They're
Here comes the
diving.
response. That is the ultimate from Aqua. The hook misses. Carl
Look at
Teasy dodges, completely using his sword for his own safety. RSG Philippines.
Look at this pressure, Light. Light is
It's
here.
there.
Oh, bloody
Stop
hunt
it.
connecting
Oh, my
onto Carl
goodness.
Teasy. Hard guard to the rescue. Danny JP is here, and with the hook follow-up, Tanji is picking front for Echo to defend. No, another kill he denies. RSG to keep on a roll.
They're in full control right now. They're not slowing down.
Oh my goodness, RSG. Carl Teasy's trying to look for the punish. Hook does not land. Nuts!
Now it's right into the middle, right connecting onto the damage. Sanford secures the kill. He takes one down. And Emon completely going mad. Takes another. And it's a 3-0-0 onto this Bruno. And Carl Teasy half on HP. Irad has eyes on this jungler. Now he's not probably going to let this go. 3-man rotation quickly.
Oh my goodness.
Over and over again, gentlemen.
They-
Aqua, definitely. Unsung hero here, getting full vision of Echo all the time, Midnight.
They cannot breathe at all on the side of Echo, like RSG. What they're doing right now is that they're willing to throw bodies at Echo just to make sure that Carl Teasy is not able to get out of the jungle. They're not done yet!
Not done
Oh.
again!
My
This
goodness.
is brutal!
The damage, the response, the pressure, the pin down onto the young goat Carl Teasy. 3 deaths onto this Joy. How do you even wake up?
Imagine. I don't even have time to analyze
No, no,
certain
no.
situations.
No.
Imagine Carl Teasy.
We got another one!
Oh, they just pinned down another 2 here from Echo. That's the bloody hunt connect to Cutie. A deny for this marksman. Stun on Stanji. He goes down. Eman gets a triple and a 6-0 onto this Bruno. RSG has gone mad. It is not
They're
even
going
7
mad.
minutes. That's another push up top, and they're making the map red.
Dude, it's 6 minutes!
6 minutes!
They're pushing a second tier tower with a damage reduction! They've taken 2 towers already! Oh my goodness, RSG!
Guys, 6 minutes, 8.3k gold lead. No one does this. This is a...
No one
does this, not to anyone.
No one has been able to do this since 2019.
Not to Minana.
Guys, we're looking at throwbacks on how this game could actually go. And we-
9k gold lead by
Se-
7 minutes in!
yeah, we are all of us here in the English desk are actually losing it. Oh, Carl Teasy.
It's
gives a
okay,
thumbs up
he's
for the
okay,
damage.
thumbs up. He's okay, he's okay.
And they're just putting Echo into base defense.
All right, let's breathe a little bit. Midnight,
Wait, tell Echo that.
Midnight, what's the call? If you are Echo right now, what's your call as a shot caller?
Like what you said. Take a little breather. But the question is how? Like you're stuck inside the base. Everyone's pushing. Base
Come
tower.
again.
7 minutes in.
Eman is just looking for a way to end Sanford.
Ow!
He takes it. Completely takes him down by just few hits. This Bruno completely energized with damage.
Rockhart, I apologize. I don't have time
No answer.
to answer your question. Sanji goes in.
Initiation from Sanji. Will this be the answer? Terrified onto Emma. He just completely bursting down. 3, 4 members out of Echo.
That's
and
it.
Carl Teasy is the
That's it.
only one left. And could this be it though? Sanford is back on the
That's
game.
it.
And it's just
Fastest
RSG
That's
on the
it.
gold lead.
Oh.
Last Insanity. Will this be the answer for the damage?
That's it.
Irad falls
No,
down.
that's
Sanford
not it.
secures the kill, still
no,
defending
no.
the base.
Okay.
Wave still pushing in.
Defable.
Okay, it's
Defable.
still
Defendable.
defendable
He had flicker.
for Echo. Now this could be danger for RSG Philippines.
10K gold lead,
Dude.
ladies and gentlemen.
Fortunately for Echo, Sandwich had flicker, was able to get out, and with the last proc from the the flames from Sanford, they were able to get a kill on Irad and Nas. But Eman is just so damn big on this Bruno.
No fastest game today, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching or binge watching an episode, and if you want to go straightly right on the right time, this is completely fast forward into things that we
This is
discussed.
ultra fast.
Yeah,
Ultra fast.
in the
Ultra fast
drafting,
gameplay.
we were discussing past possibilities. We were discussing even opportunities for this draft.
I mean, the draft was longer. The draft itself was longer
That's true, though. That is
than
true.
the potential end of this game. But there's still a base for RSG to take. Again, I do not have time to analyze. But again, RSG, it was
Irad,
just them forcing reactions from Echo and making sure that they shut down Carl Teasy's jungle. Light and Nats, they've done this to Echo. And now Eman is finishing the job.
This is just a really hard game for Echo to even utilize in their own way. Pokes after pokes, and you have
Lord
the
is
taunt.
here.
A hook on to Light. Bloody Hunt. Sanford is the target here, and now he falls. Irad takes the kill. Now Carl Teasy looking for a way to make a play. Now
Oh my goodness, look at the
He's
crazy
forced back to the base. Now Nats as well being in trouble right in the corner, but the action is still on the mid. RSG slowly, in a few seconds, slowly they take the win, and they take game number 1.
You can hear the crowd go wild while this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. My goodness, even Coach Panda looks stunned.
Oh my freaking god. I mean, at this point, I remember hearing amazing quotes. Are you not entertained?
Someone came to play today.
Okay, we were actually even expecting if that was a Nats Paquito, maybe that's just completely game face for RSG Philippines. We were just entering the game. Rockhart is saying, welcome to day number 3 last year's, and oh my gosh,
First
somebody
blood.
got taken down.
I'm not joking, the draft was longer.
It was.
Draft usually takes 10 minutes. The game ended 9:57, which I believe is the fastest game in Mpl-Ph Season 12.
Season 12, and it was done against the world champions, Echo. And mind you, Echo only lost once as of week 2, and this was so hard for them just to go down even quicker.
Ultra fast is the term that
Wow.
we are going to be using to describe this whole game altogether. Maybe that Nats thing was a foreshadowing
Yeah.
of the game.
He was baiting.
Yeah, somebody get me a hoodie.
Yeah, give this man a hoodie.
Banda Paquito bros.
Band
Yeah.
I'm
Paquito.
going Khalid.
But either way, it's still
Khalid
worth-
has a, has a
He
hood
has a
thing.
hood, yeah. But
All right, that's a good point.
he could actually be skateboarding in his entrance, but it was a different calling. And I can just hear, like, how would he even break this down, right? It's a Midnight start to break this down.
He's gonna have to try, because right now it is his time to shine. Go ahead, Midnight.
I mean, this segment would probably be longer than the game. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe my eyes at this point. Again, it was RSG demolishing early game and taking the game away from Carl Teasy on the back of amazing performance from Light and the gang. The light at the end of the tunnel. Franco shutting down the early game of Echo. It was a combination of Light and Nats with the Franco and the Khalid on the jungle, providing, first of all, the resets with the hooks. Second of all, the poke damage coming off from the Khalid. They opted to invade instead of cutting XP away, which is not something that you would expect if you're Echo. And after that, it was just all trades across the board. Irad was there to use Retribution on the green. Usually, you'd see the jungle after the stolen green go back to his own jungle, but Irad was like, nah, I'ma punish my bestie. He doesn't have Retribution. I'm getting greens. I'm getting your purple. And after that, it was just the golden XP gap that allowed RSG to force reactions. Irad and Light's duo was enough to actually force Echo to rotate and react to whatever they're doing. Irad was always there whenever CarlTeasy tried to get his buffs. 2 minutes in, CarlTeasy is still level 3. He got level 4 by 247. Usually junglers are level 6 at this point. And Irad sat in the jungle of Echo. You could probably invite him in the Echo bootcamp at this point. And RSG, again, they did not stop in stopping CarlTeasy. Not even flickered in here. Used the heal just to, again, force some reactions while Irad was busy taking some orange, taking some greens. And after that, RSG, they decided to group up. They were like, okay, Eman is hitting hard now. He has Haskell, he has Berserk's Fury, probably has Wind Tower at this point. Let's start getting some towers. 6 minutes in, they're getting towers. 7 minutes in, they're in front of the base of Echo, and this is because of the sheer damage output from both Eman and Aqua. They have enough pokes coming out from Nuts with the the hits coming out from the Khalid is enough to kind of threaten Echo to a certain HP threshold wherein they're not happy in obliging for a team fight against RSG because Eman at this point is 3-shotting heroes. Even this X-Borg is not safe from the balls of fury coming out from Eman, and 9:57 is the magic timer for RSG. Again, I could still not believe my eyes, but what happened in this game was just that the overwhelming jungle control coming out from RSG really proved to be fatal for CarlTeasy. He was not able to provide any form of answer whatsoever, especially without having any early game answers against this Khalid. The Khalid, the Baksha, and also the Franco invading the enemy jungle. You saw the jungle pattern earlier. They literally sat in the jungle of Echo. At this point, you have to command the movements coming out from RSG. Now we look at the emblems from both of these sides. Nats with a lethal ignition, and alongside the assassin emblem, pure damage penetration as well as DPS. If you're able to burst him down, hit him 3 times, you're proccing the lethal ignition. Even if you leave him, you're gonna be able to poke down the HPs of Echo to a point where, again, they're not comfortable fighting into RSG, which does mean that whatever RSG does with the rest of their teammates, they are gonna be able to do that without any form of response on Echo. Eman, 10k gold against Benny Cutie's Iksha, 5.9k. It was supposed to be the Bruno counter, but it was hard to play the Iksha when RSG was literally not playing the lanes at all. They were not playing lanes, they were playing jungle against Echo. They were grouping up in front of CarlTeasy. Damage to turret, of course, that's gonna be 0. And Eman dealing 55k damage against Echo. 1 out of the 138, he dealt probably 35 to 40% of the team's damage output, as well as the damage turret, 48.5k. Most probably, majority of that came from Eman. Highest gold per minute in Season 12, 1k GPM on the Bruno, the Dream. And unfortunately for Sanford, he was the sandbag for the damage output coming out from RSG. Nothing much to say. It was just the insane jungle control from RSG. I kept telling people that this meta, it's not about the lanes. It's not even about a turtle. It's about the jungle control. When you lose out that much on the XP, the resources, the greens, the orange, the buffs, you lose out heavily on the snowball momentum. And RSG pulled off an Echo in game number 1 Rocket in OSX.
So you're
insane momentum built into a snowball.
Basically, there was something that Coach Panda unlocked here. A different approach to attack, which is the jungle. Interesting, Midnight. But before that, of course, guys, like, follow, and subscribe to the official accounts of MDL Philippines. For Facebook, it's fb.com/mdlph.official. And of course, for YouTube, it is @official MDL Philippines. That's interesting. The one that you just brought up, right? You don't need to control the gold lane, the XP lane. No. Panda says, guys, okay, guys, this is what you do, huh? go to jungle. Get Carl. TZ, don't let him play, okay?
It's not RSG versus Echo. It's RSG versus Carl. Not you. Not you.
No,
Yeah,
not
I was
you.
gonna
I know
ask.
you're Carl, but shout out to all the
ask.
Carls in the world. But in the point of these guys who are just mentioning, is this just purely RSG going back in their own strength and form, or this is just one of the notebooks that we were mentioning yesterday?
To summarize, it's Task Force RSG, man. It's Task Force RSG.
TFR. SG.
They know the job. They know the job, you know? Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah, and of course, guys, by the way, real quick, watch out for the weekly giveaway that will be posted on MPL Philippines' Facebook page for a chance to win your own Smart Bro devices. You know what? We have a lot of international viewers. I'm not sure if you can, but go ahead, try it out. Mechanics to join the giveaway will be posted after this weekend's tournament. So go ahead over to Facebook, MPL Philippines. No matter where you are from, even if you're from one of the best regions, also known as Indonesia, please check it out.
Well, speaking of checking things out, we are actually excited on what this mean for Echo. We've been seeing JP or Daddy JP play for like 2 weeks now. In the span of 6 weeks of the regular season, will we see a shift or even a change of player now, or is there something that needs to be addressed in that draft?
I mean, at this point, you're not supposed to change like drastic. You're not supposed to make drastic changes for Echo. You just have to mentally reset. Look at what happened in game number 1. Again, it was primarily just the jungle control of RSG, but it's hard because again, RSG was really a a task force to begin with.
But we have another task force. We have someone in charge to look for the smart game face of the day. If you're here in the ML Arena, be the next smart game face of the day winner. Just flash the hashtag Power of Smart on your devices in the green background. That's why they have all their phones up. And make sure to show your face. That game face. And looks like we have it. Wow, that was quick. That was quick right there.
Yeah.
He is a smart game face of the day.
There you
Smart
go.
Powers MPL Philippines Season 12.
Nice.
Bro.
Yeah, he has a lot of expressions.
We were talking about the throwbacks of the draft, throwbacks of the first picks, even for the game faces. I think this is also one of a classic throwback. We've been doing that trend like before. Like, I don't know, something. Mind you, yes, it was the same game face. Actually, had a chance to even win. This is how you be creative and express.
Honestly, I have no idea what that means. What does that mean anyway?
I think it's in Tagalog. It's a trend. It really hurts.
Yeah,
It really
it's
hurts.
it's
my
a
mind
trend.
hurts. My brain hurts.
Personally, I don't understand that, so I'm
it's a
not going to be able
trend.
to explain to you. I know I'm an analyst, but I don't know, that. I don't know that well.
So
Yeah.
is that like on social media? That's
It is.
Yeah, we've seen
it
those
is,
like
it is.
short form trends of like doing it really hurts. It's a Filipino song. Yeah, in the Philippines. Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's how
that one
you
I
wiggle.
remember.
That's how you wiggle.
All right.
So maybe in a way for games of the day, just to be creative and just express yourself confidently.
Yeah, we learn something new every day here, and for
We do.
me, I learned it quite a while ago. Anyway, let's cool down a little bit, guys. You know, our brains have to kind of chill. Let's throw it over to our insider.
Can we introduce ourselves at ano yung relationship niyo with Aqua?
Hi, I'm Annalyn Calderon. Ako po yung ate.
Ate,
Yes
ilan ba
po.
kayo?
Actually, 8 po.
8! Pang ilan si Aqua?
Pang 8 po.
Pang 8! Bunsong-bunso!
Yes
Wait
po.
lang before we move on. Usually kasi, pag bunso, usually yung pinaka-spoiled, pinaka-makulit. Bakit sobrang tahimik ni Aqua, hindi siya nagsasalita?
No comment. Actually po sa bahay, tahimik lang po talaga siya.
Talagang tahimik siya since
Lumalabas
ever.
lang po yung kulit niya pagkasama niya po yung dalawang brother niya po.
Okay. Ilan ba yung babae? Ilan lalaki?
5 po kami and then 3 po silang boys.
So, bunso, kailangan may mga kasama siyang yung mga brothers niya.
Yes po.
Tapos ano yung paano niya nilalabas yung kulit niya?
Like, for example, TikTok, ganun.
Mahilig pala mag-TikTok si Aqua. Ipa-TikTok natin yan.
Sorry, RB.
Hidden talent. Sobrang quiet kasi ni Ako. Okay, so panganay at si Mami. Mami. Ate, pang-ilan?
Pang-apat.
Pang-apat, ate.
Pangatlo po.
Pangatlo, puro ate. Okay. Ilan sa inyo yung naglalaro?
Kami pong lahat naglalaro.
Lahat kayong 8 naglalaro. Oh my gosh. So tinuturuan kayo ni Aqua.
Yes po.
Okay, sige nga. Okay. Hero, main hero nyo, at saka yung rank.
Ako po sa ngayon, legend.
Wow, legend and best hero.
Hylos or Uranus.
Oh, Hylos and Uranus. Ikaw naman.
Ano po? Vexana po.
Vexana.
Mythical honor po.
Wow, mythical honor! Wow, yabang naman! Ikaw naman.
Tank and support. Tank ko Hylos and yun, Angela yung support ko. Legend pala.
Legend. Okay, sige nga ate. I-name mo lahat ng heroes na ginagamit ni Aqua.
Yung unang heroes na ginamit niya nung bago pa yung Mobile Legend, naaalala ko, Alice.
Alice.
Alice,
Oh,
Mage.
mag-name. Magtiglilima tayo. Go.
Mage.
Oh, lahat ng ginagamit ni Aqua.
Ano po?
May 3 seconds ka.
Eels.
3. 2.
Alice.
Alice, Eve.
Ano ba yun?
Talo ka na! Okay, si ate naman. Si ate na pang-apat. Pang-apat, diba? Okay.
Parsa, Eve, Kagura, Alice, and
1, 2, 3. Talo ka na! Ikaw naman. 5 hero na ginagamit ni Aqua.
Parsa, Eve, Gord, Kagura, and si Eve.
Ano, sabi mo na yung Eve. Sabi mo na yung Eve.
Si, Vexana.
Si Vexana. Ikaw atang gumagamit nun eh. Okay, nanalo. Sige, I'll take it. Nanalo. Okay, tell us something about Aqua that nobody knows other than mahilig pala siya sumayaw, mahilig pala siya mag-TikTok. Bigyan mo kami ng inside scoop. Tungkol kay Aqua. Inside scoop. Anong hindi namin alam tungkol kay Aqua? Sige, message na lang kay Aqua. Okay, i-cheer natin si Aqua. Go ahead. I-cheer. Di pala kabilang side dito. Kalaban pala yon. Huwag tayo doon. Dito tayo. Okay, ano ang gusto niyong sabihin kay Aqua right now? I-cheer niyo siya.
Go, Aqua!
Go, Aqua!
Galingan mo! Andito lang kami. Laban, kaya nyo yan.
Oh, Mami, ikaw naman.
Laban, kaya mo yan.
Mami, ikaw naman. Ano sabi mo, Mami?
Laban. Kaya mo yan, Aqua.
Ayun. Alam nyo, talagang etong si Aqua, sobrang galing. Silent lang, pero sobrang effective niya. So ngayon, papanoorin na natin maglaro si Aqua. Ate, ikaw naman, alam mo yung ginagawa ko pag binabato ko sa casters, di ba? Casters. Okay. Tayong lahat, sabay-sabay tayo. 3, 2, 1. Casters. Paso.
Always so fun to see the families of our pro players always here on the venue. Very G to join in Tamara's infamous interviews.
Also, since we're talking about a family of players, they were like 8, right? 8 siblings.
8 siblings, oh my god.
8 siblings playing all together. That's like you can do 4v4 or like a
4v4,
5-man. It reminds me of a team back in IESF that we have a team actually. They're representing United Arab Emirates. It's Jed and 5 of them were like brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
That's
3 of them
amazing.
3 of them were brothers, and there's actually 2 more. If I'm correct. There's 2 more who's underage, and they're gonna complete their 5-man brother family lineup.
So they have synergy.
Yes, synergy. Shout out to UE and Jed.
Your squad name is their surname.
Oh yeah. From
I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but they're from the MENA region, so it's good to see that mostly it's like brothers and sisters. It's a driven 5-man team of a family. Big shout out to you guys who's enjoying the game.
Amazing.
And it's amazing to see that you're all gathered together to enjoy just one common game. So
Yeah.
So now, how is RSG gonna bounce back? I don't know. How is Echo gonna bounce back from this?
I mean, the RSG also has to bounce back because they just completely they wiped out Echo. You have to reset yourself.
You know, the scary thing about that is sometimes when you do that, when you go Super Saiyan mode, you know, in the animes, they have to.
They get to your
They get tired. Oh,
Yeah.
we can't do it.
gets to
Oh,
your
okay.
mind.
So,
They burn out. So I don't know.
I agree with your point. You
Okay.
know, both of them have to reset because Echo, you know, they have to go through the natural way of trying to compose yourselves,
yeah.
make sure that you don't get demolished again on game number 2. RSG needs to compose in a way that, guys, don't be too complacent. We won game 1 in the dominating fashion. We need to do it again, but you should not be thinking of, okay, this is a sure victory because this is still Echo. This is still World Championship team, very very dominant force in MLBP. But if we can dominate again, if we can do what we did in game number 1 and repeat of the jungle control that they had, then there's a fair chance of again doing the same thing that they did in season 11, where they beat out Echo in the regular season.
oh, I remember. Yeah, it was a trivia back in the interview earlier on how they both start. Oh, okay. Kaja right away
For JP,
for Echo for securing a hero for JP. Kaja is out. So what does this entail for RSG? So will they go for the straight from the series of the day? Will they go for the Navaria, even the Basha again?
All right, this Kaja pick is actually pretty smart. Yeah.
I mean, Kaja at this point just shows us that Echo wants to pick up Joy again because they banned out the Franco. And this is just them securing that there's no suppression anymore on the side of RSG. So the jungle invader that RSG did earlier on is not going to be possible anymore. But RSG is still rocking that Baksha. So I don't know, maybe we might just see another form of jungle invasion coming out from RSG.
At the very least, if someone goes ham again on RSG, just like they have someone to control.
Yeah.
A surefire way to control whoever goes insane on RSG.
Okay, now they take the Paquito. It was banned game number 1, and still a flex still.
Take the Bruno.
For this Paquito, yeah.
Maybe take the Bruno for
It's,
Echo.
it's a good opportunity now to take the Marksman since it could be denied. So let's see how this goes. Oh, Martis. Okay.
Martis.
So this still is an XP lane
Oh, wow.
Paquito.
Fast lock on the Turismo, man.
Yeah, it's still locked.
Interesting.
It's a good matchup because Trizla is capable of poking the Martis inside of his own jungle, and he really doesn't care about the Paquito and the Kaja at all. Although there is some some sustained problem, I would say, like for Echo, because the thing is, you have the Trizla, you have the Baksha that can invade in the jungle of Echo. Echo does not. They pack damage in the Paquito, but they don't pack the same punch, even though they have a Paquito against RSG. Trizla is just insane when it comes to pokes, and Baksha has the capability of just constantly fighting because of the shields that he throws.
Only fights means more, obviously, more time, more up to. Whoa.
Wait. Whoa. How is this possible?
Hey, that's not. Is that
What-
legal?
what?
Is that legal? Did they swap at some point?
By any chance,
wait.
is he related to Light?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain can't process that.
RSG Light cosplay.
I mean, this series, like, there's a lot of things that we cannot comprehend. Having 2 lights,
I can't.
that's light squared.
Light square.
Wow. He needs to work around that staring contest, man. It's close. We've seen similarities. Yeah. We've seen, we're talking about the analysts. Even this game predicting the draft correctly.
My idol.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
idol, the
Goated.
creation. And yeah, now how will this draft go? And we're back on the camera. It's with Mr. Kaisamo onto the gala
That's what
desk.
happens. That's what happens right there.
The GOAT. The analyst GOAT.
The analyst goat.
Straight 3 bans on
Bruno back.
the mage heroes.
Oh.
And they priority Bruno.
I'm not really sure about the Navaria pick again.
Novatrix. Great combo though, but weak front line, I would say, for Echo.
It's just the Martis and the Kaja.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, their damage output is through the roof,
Yeah.
right? So the index is going to show that later. Their damage is boom, as in boom, boom, boom.
Light Grok maybe. Light Lolita.
Let's
Light
go.
Minotaur. I mean, there's a lot of ways for RGs to go about this. Like different routes for Light provides them different options as well.
Oh,
They take Angelo on light?
Angela.
Unreal.
How is this fit for Light's gameplay?
This does not feel...
A Light hero.
Yeah.
Because we are actually, again, in line with Lolita's Light. Or Midnight. How's the draft index looking here? We're looking at wave clears, we're looking at hero DPS, but how's the roundup for the draft itself?
I mean, at this point, you clearly look at the objective, right? RSG definitely has more objective taking capabilities, but when it comes to pickoffs, Echo can actually pull off some punches here. Put some punches here against RSG, but you have to look at the jungle control once again. Like Martis, he's gonna be able to have a better time compared to game number 1, but Nats on RSG is a very big factor to consider if you're Echo. You need to keep Nats in check to make sure that Carteasy gets out of the jungling phase for the first 5 minutes in a good condition.
All right, let's load up into the game, ladies and gents. It's RSG versus Echo. The possibility of a sweep coming in from RSG is looming. How will Echo deal with this? Let's find out as we load up into game number 2.
It's match point for C or for RSG. Now we look, how will they bounce back? How will they make this work again? Action is trying to build. Oh, Sanford with a few throwing some punches onto Nats and Aqua. You hear how the drums are completely energizing the whole studio right now.
As usual, a Swamperino is happening.
Yeah, I don't even hear myself. Like the sounds from the drums from Echo is just overwhelming the venue right now. But talk about overwhelming RSG again. In the jungle of Carteasy.
Yes, still the same pressure. Erad looking for a way to penetrate the back line. Carteasy still on level 3. Look at the exchange. Aqua looking for a way to spam. That's a 1 snipe away. And he goes down. Sanford secures first blood. Erad on the middle, right on to 3. Carteasy will be able to take him down. Yes, he will. Carteasy with a kill. And Nats with a trade. JP falls down. Nats as well. An early exchange and trade onto this game.
That's as good as you can get here for Echo, and it would seem that Daddy JP swap into Kaja really works well, especially in the early game.
Yeah, this time around, Echo, they definitely were ready to fight into RSG, even though the composition of the Raiders hurts. You being 4 as early as that, putting more damage in before RSG is actually ready to fight, benefited Echo, and actually Carteasy managed to secure 1 kill and 2 assists. So even though Erad was able to get 1 green away from the Martis, they're going to be in the same XP range in front of the Turtle. Both of them are level 4.
At the very least, we know that for Echo, you can't do the same trick twice.
Well, can they do the trick here on the first objective? 3 players grouping up onto this first objective.
Not just not level 4.
Oh, how can he
that's
still even
not
hold
good.
this? Look at the pokes. That's the knockup. That's the damage. Look at the exchange from Sanford and Nats. That's the turtle reset. Okay, still going slow.
They're going.
Aqua has the ultimate of the Kaja. Now completely looking for a great distance. Aqua gets the Divine Judgment on JP. Now he's terrified, slowing him down to go back to the team. Now Carteasy 1v1 with Nats. Here comes the reinforcement. Erad with the hard guard. Carteasy falls down. Erad takes the kill. And now Echo is completely on a disengage. Erad onto the orange of Carteasy. JP's falling low though. Erad complete just right. Jump right in the face of JP. Ooh. Now he goes back to the turret for defense. Now RSG here. Still looking for a way to take this orange away from Carteasy.
Give that minion a raise.
Yeah, he blocked the shield. He blocked the shield from the Baksha. But talk about unfortunate events there for RSG. They wanted to get the turtle from Echo. Unfortunately, Nats was now level 4. He went straight mid lane to try and get some XP, but Echo rushed the turtle take as Erad was not able to take that away from Carteasy. But RSG, they did turn around and to take the team fight, took the team fight against Echo, which worked for them because the penalty zone was right on the mark onto the Martis.
Speaking
not
of
here.
Speaking of being on Q, Aqua flickers out. That was 3 from Echo. Now in the bottom lane, we're looking at 2 versus 1. Sanford is the target for RSG. Look at that. No mana onto Nats. It's Hammer versus Punch. Aqua falls down off cam. And it's still Ben Cutie getting a kill. Still Remaining deathless from game number
Eman,
1. The
Eman.
target is Eman here. Ultimate still
Eman.
not available. Eman just throwing out some ball right on Sand here onto Medicutie. Now the chase goes on. Will Carl TZ make another kill? Asher R
Hard
connects
guard.
to Eman. Hard guard security for Eman back to his turret. Now he's safe.
Look at Erod, look
Oh,
at
Erod as well, but reinforcement Eman as well. Present. Now Erod is just completely penetrating the back line of Echo. Using the turret response to scare them away. Echo didn't manage to secure a kill there, but meanwhile down bottom, just action continues to happen down bottom.
While all that was happening, of course, Eman was actually farming up so well. Top gold so far here in this game.
This is really interesting for both sides. It's quite equal at the moment. Echo is just leading by a small goal, but at the moment, they feel like they are more powerful when it comes to skirmishes, which they are, because they have the divine judgment that you're seeing with this take on Erod.
JP initiated the pull. Erod falls down. No jungle for RSG. Echo sees an opportunity to take this objective for themselves.
Yeah, no jungler on the side of RSG.
Okay, looking
That's
at the
big, that's
situation
big.
here. Oh, Sanford going in a few punches, pushing away Aqua. Now he's forced to have a great distance, safe distance. Now Nat's dropping down HP. He falls down. Echo secures the kill. Sanford gets the point, and slowly Echo maintaining the objectives onto their side.
Erod, I think, brought off a bit more, bit off a bit more than he could chew in
Yeah.
that last one.
They're trying their best, to be there for the objectives, but Echo is just much faster, like the positioning, the timing of their objective takes. They are there before
Wow.
RSG is actually able to position themselves, which in turn allows Echo to start a team fight on their own terms in RSG. It feels like even though they are very much capable of taking team fights, they are just much more ready.
Wait, did JP miss the divine judgment? He used the flicker. He was trying to get Eman out of his own turret, and there was 3 members of Echo. Completely denied.
Did the divine judgment even happen?
Oh, wait, look at the poke.
Wait a second.
Exchange. Erod on Carl TZ Benecutie clearing the lanes. Man, they're just looking for opportunities to slow down Eman at this point.
Okay, I have to review that clip again.
Yes, I have to.
Because I think what happened was Light was the one who was who was pulled when he jumped in with the hard guard. So effectively there were 2 targets, and it looked like he was pulling off the Bruno, but Light was the one who got pulled. But he was already inside.
We
the
need a
Bruno.
frame-by-frame
We need a
analysis.
frame-by-frame review on that clip.
Yeah, Mid will do it later. I know he's more happy to see it back again on rewind. Meanwhile, on this gold lead, Echo is just 6 minutes. I think this is a great start for Echo comparing to game number 1. And they're just completely doing their own objectives, looking for a way. Oh, meanwhile, penalty zone onto Nats. Asher R would not correct onto him. Sanford not letting him go. Still safe. Aqua is looking for a way to chase them down. Stunned. Carl TZ trying to hold War way of the ground to go up against Erod. But yeah, he maintains the distance. He is safe.
All right, we got some ultimates being used up already here for Echo. Not sure if they're going to be ready for this.
Sanford.
First take, but Sanford is in trouble.
Up against 3, can
Oh,
he
no,
escape
no,
this?
no.
No, he's buying time! Buying time for Echo! And completely going
Divine
away
judgment.
for this. Who will get the first pull? And Carl TZ secures the objective. That's 3 turtles. What a way to buy time, Sanford!
Talk about objective control on both sides. The delay on RSG. Oh,
the
that's
swap.
Penalty zone onto JP. He might go down, but he's still the hit onto Nats. Gets him a secure kill. Carl TZ using a way to force something out of Erod. They're just finding avenues to push them around. Pressure. Nats on low mana though. Target is on the bottom lane. They're still looking for a way to defend and hold this lane. Sanford on full stacks. Still, Echo maintaining safe distance.
Carl TZ is looking for a decimate chain right now, but Nats is very happy to oblige alongside Erod.
Wow. The
Ben-
force.
oh,
Oh,
Benny,
Benecutie
Benny.
might go down. He's still safe. Light secures the kill. Now the action continues to
Oh
happen.
my
Sanford
goodness,
exchange. They take another grateful trade. That was completely Eman. Fall down. Sanford with the right amount of target.
My goodness, just the sheer target selection on both sides. Sanford on the back line taking out Eman. Even though they were able to take out the Beatrix, the answer was there from Echo. And as it stands right now, both teams are in equal footing. There's already a Blade Armor on the Baxia, so it's much harder for Echo to take out the Baxia. But Sanford is on Eman duty, so the damage output isn't really that bigger compared to Echo because they also don't have the gold laner.
In few punches, Eman drop HP onto half. Wow,
Eman can't
Sanford.
sustain this
Ouch.
much damage from the Paquito, and at the same time, Aqua having such a hard time against Sanji. The Navaria is too much to handle, man. The OG.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I kind of frowned upon the Angel pick earlier, because you don't have that much, that much like fighting choices or options against Echo. It's just Irad or not initiating Aqua with some form of pokes and stolen ultimates, like with the Divine Judgment. But Eman, yeah, you have some layers of protection coming out from the Angela, but I don't feel like it's enough for RSG to build upon team fight on. Aqua now purchased the Exhort boots, add more gold whenever he gets an assist. But Echo, at the moment, with their composition, they are always starting team fights on their own terms.
Yeah, JP on the conceal finally
this
gets a
one.
pull, suppressed Eman. Sanford secures the kill, and now completely pushing RSG away to not even contest his objective, but Irad is still on point. He's willing to contest against Carl TC. Okay, 1v1 showdown on Retribution. Who gets this Lord? Who gets this objective? Hard guard onto Irad. Carl TC still dropping low. Who gets this? Completely Carl TC reigns, and Echo secures the objective. Nats keeps on buying time for his team. He's still living with Spell Map, and against Carl TC, who's gonna fall down? Oh, wow. They both disengage.
Benny!
Oh,
He missed.
safe.
He missed.
Nats back to base.
It was a warning shot from the Storm. Echo, they did win out the objective take from RSG, as Carl TZ was able to secure the Lord for Echo. The RSG, they are still fighting back. Remember, they didn't have Bruno at that moment, and it took Echo like a lot for them to actually win that team fight. So it's a different story when a Bruno is alive, but Echo, they are making the right calls. Again, they are starting the team fights in their own terms. JP was able to land the Divine Judgment before Light was able to react to save the Bruno.
Yeah, that is the surprise factors of the composition. Benny taking down the turret and completely getting RSG out of a surprise.
This is the exact reason
No
why
purifies, man.
you ban out the Paquito, just so that your marksman can breathe. You can see, you can feel the pressure that Eman is experiencing right now.
And there's a lot of things to consider here for Eman. It's not just about the Paquito, it's also about the Kaja. It's hard for him to position here to deal damage. So again, even though as I say that RSG, they pack punch in their lineup, like they have so much damage dealers on their side, positioning is hard to attain. It's hard to get because they don't have a lot of ways of starting team fights. It's just Nats, and it's also just Irad on both the Terizla and the Baksha. You also have to deal with the vision being taken by Sanji with the Astral Recalls and the Astral Echo.
Wow.
No pun intended on the Echoes way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's still the same word, but still the same thing. Echo is on the lead, completely a different shift from what they went through from game number 1, and they're completely making the map blue as it's just 12 minutes onto the game. Locations has been revealed, snipe shots connecting onto Irad, and Sanford, the coverage of the back line, is pushing RSG to a state. How will they even defend their marksman here? Light is answering so many problems right now.
Look at Paquito on top side. Sanford making them just work for their meal.
This is super annoying to RSG. Like Sanford, the only answer that they have with the Paquito is by sheer team fighting in Sanford. But they have to commit a lot. Like the positioning of Eman has to be sacrificed. They need to jump on Sanford, probably the penalty zone, just to make sure that they land a form of catch onto the Paquito so he does not get away. But the problem is he has sprint. He will be able to run away, which is why Sanford has been able to do a lot of things in team fights. But the thing is, if they don't deal with the Paquito, Emma's just going to have a hard time.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, basically, RSG, they have to team fight with one eye on a different side of the map. That is difficult. And that will enable Echo to keep taking objectives like the Lord like this with absolute ease. It feels so easy for them.
We've seen this rotation. Look at Sanford on top of the lane. Just completely distracting RSG. They know Light is there. There's no initiate. Light can just come from in different angles. But this time around, RSG's looking for a way to secure this objective.
Conceal. Alert.
Who gets the conceal? Who
Sanford,
gets
Sanford,
away?
Sanford. Look at
Sanford.
Sanford.
Nobody's seen Sanford from the back.
From behind!
Oh, stacks there he goes. Target onto Emon. Initiating the hard guard onto Light. Now to Shonen, the punches connects. Forced out of death out of RSG. Emon falls down. Sanford does take it as well. Aqua would exchange. Carl TZ with the double. Echo's completely mad. Light on this as well. Being trapped in middle. Light. The snipe will not connect. But Echo is right on to you. JP secures the kill. And Echo on the lead. And getting that objective away from RSG. A wipeout.
And the ball, question mark.
Nice try. That about 5 seconds
And
for
the ball.
Light, but it does feel like it is going to be defendable for the meantime. Erad coming out in 3 seconds.
Wait, are you sure, Rockhard? Are you sure?
Let's
Let's
days.
see though.
Are you sure?
Is RSG waiting? No, Echo is not waiting. It's done.
And the
It's done.
ball! And just like that, the winning moment brought to you by our official sponsor, FWE Life Insurance. They did not appreciate game one. Echo coming out of game two with a bang.
Somebody's mad at Echo. Sanford punching back that take on the backline. He took out both Nats, Eman, and freaking Angela. 1v3.
Oh. Okay, and just by looking at how the audience cheer for Echo with all the drums, with all the beats they provided, even for the crowd, even the energy right now completely changed.
It is off kilter. Everyone here in MPL Arena is just, they're going mad. Both fans of RSG and Echo are just so pumped right now. Even with that defeat, I saw a lot of RSG Raiders smiling. It's like, yeah, that was pretty close as well.
Yeah, Midnight mentioned this. Also, although RSG got the first game, but mind you, you need to respect the prowess of the world champs.
Yep.
Completely getting the Paquito in hand changes a lot of things.
There's a reason why they're world champions, right? There's a reason why they're world champions. They're able to adapt. They don't lose their cool. They're able to compose themselves. And they got a reset on game number one.
Huge reset for everybody here.
Wow.
My goodness, since day number 2, we've been had only sweeps. Our first game free in 2 days. I love it. Break it down, Mr. Midnight. We gotta see how Echo countered the flow.
Well, again, World Championship playstyle, World Championship reactions, and I would say World Championship and Siege Championship caliber gameplay we've seen here from both Echo and RSG. There's a reason why these guys are champions. And speaking about championship playstyle, man, you gotta hand it over to the XP laner of Echo, Paquito on Sanford. Or you might say Sanford on Paquito. Really, just cut the backlines for RSG, shutting off their win condition, which was Eman. 5-2-3 on this Paquito, 7 out of 10 GPM, rocking the 100 strike and a dominant ice, making sure that the Bruno was not able to fight into him, especially with the blade armor. The damage output was overwhelming, especially with the enhanced jab and the control on the knockout strikes. Allowed Echo to fight into the front lines without having to worry about the Bruno, and they did that with a with a lot of creative tools on their arsenal, like the Divine Judgment, again the jump from Sanford, as well as the snipes coming out from both Manicuti and Sanji. There were constant attempts from RSG to kind of like start a team fight, but it was just Echo doing that same thing against them. They were just much more faster. They did it much more earlier compared to RSG. Specifically, this turtle fight, again, it was unfortunate for Nuts that he didn't get level 4, but RSG, being a fundamental team and a heavy objective takers, they are able to take those fights and turn it around against Echo. They were essentially turning the turtle fights kind of like what you do in Lord fights, but Echo, they were not backing down. They know that they have enough damage, they have enough catch, and the Angela factor on the side of RSG, even though there's a lot of layers from protection and sustain coming out on their side, Echo was just much faster in terms of triggering the spells on their side, and the reactions were not there. This is basically Echo saying that, okay, you are able to save your teammates, you are able to sustain what if we start it in a way that you don't expect it? And that happened a lot of times in this game. Sanford, this one, team fight, this specific team fight, started with Echo contesting the Lord. RSG, they tried to turn the team fight around, essentially pulling off a Lord turn. But they did not expect Sanford at all, coming out from the back line, coming out from a push on the top lane. And it looked like it was defendable for RSG, but again, Echo saying that it was endable at the end of the game. Definitely a lot of pressure was applied on RSG from mid to late game because of the lack of vision. Now we're going to be seeing the emblems used by the players here. I really want to highlight the prioritization on the mobility on the Paquito. Quantum Charge with the agility adds more movement speed to his arsenal, and the sustain is coming up from the fighter and the Festival of Blood. Both gives him, insane amounts of HP regeneration whenever he hits the combo onto Eman. And the thing is, you don't even need to build like pure damage on Paquito because he just deals so much. And with the Fury Hammer, the the build-up, the component of the Hunter Strike, it's enough. Because if we look at Eman, the sole target of Sanford in this game, he does not build into physical damage mitigation at all. Like there's no physical defense on this Bruno. So it's kind of like rewarding for Sanford to just build up a Hunter Strike, gives him mobility, gives him damage, gives him the burst potential against Eman. He went straight towards Dominant's Ice. Athena should just make sure that he does not get bursted down by Aqua, and then went straight to the Blade Armor, really ensuring the fact that this Bruno is not able to do anything. Add to the fact that there's already the division factor coming out from Sanji, which does enable Echo to find and locate where Eman is. At all times, Eman's position is compromised. And it's also by the virtue of the composition of RSG. Again, for the reasons that we've discussed earlier, for RSG to be able to fight into Echo, they need to compromise the position of Eman. Maybe that's the reason why they picked up the Angelic, because it felt like there was no saving the Bruno, but it ended up being a downside on their composition that was fully exploited by Sanford on this Paquito, as literally RSG had no answer against the punches being pulled out here by Sanford on the XP lane, and that is going to force out game number 3, gentlemen.
Yeah, that's good. Basically, Sanford with the IDC, I don't care mindset. I will get Eman. That is all. Echo Commitment. Oh my goodness. Compounded with the Echo location that was given to us. It is just immaculate. There was nowhere for Eman to run. It's unbelievable, right? And I think coming in from game number 1, the fire that was in Carl TZ, he never missed the retreat. I love that.
Oh yeah.
I love that, even if so many were 50-50.
Oh yeah, and we see how dedicated Irad as well to have this contention with objectives. So it was like he was missing the damage, but Carl T was like, "You're not getting this objective right away from me.
You tamed the beast.
You've taken so much from game number 1. I'm completely hungry." Amazing game.
You're done.
And I stumbled across the Filipino casters even on the way to the toilet. They said we were running out of air. Everything just keeps on happening so quick.
The keyword was ultra fast for game number 1 and game number 2. It's like they're racing. Not because of actions or, rolling.
Mobility.
But
They're racing, man. Like RSG
so
again.
fast.
I'm still trying to catch my breath.
All of us are.
That's what it felt like all series long so far.
Yeah, watching game 1, game 2, like, this is crazy, man. Like, this is peak MLBB.
I know, beautiful.
Hashtag end of PH here, what?
What?
I hope everyone's watching.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm here in PH here. This is how you do it. This is how you take Lord Dance. This is how you take Jungle. This is how you show the world how it's done.
You know what? They're doing
That's what I hear, by the way.
The reason why they're going ultra fast, because they need to catch up to this Leomord right over there.
Okay, Rockhart.
Still
on
on
the
to
other
the
side.
Leomord
We
thing.
got you.
Yes, because we need to catch up. That's what they're thinking. You know what? We'll show you fast gameplay. 12-0. That's pretty good. But what about below 12 minutes?
Oh,
that's what RSG said.
Yeah, 10. That was 9. First game 9:57, and then
Yeah.
second game. So with that being said, Rockhart, since you're really trying to get a chance if even Leomord shows up, will they even change something in the draft? Because I think it's just two teams relying on comfort or relying on strengths. Do they even change the thing was not even broken?
Again, you're not supposed to change a lot of
See?
things.
Don't
See,
change too
the
much because
thing
you
is-
practice something, you know?
They did adjust like the draft sequence to optimize like the way RSG played in game number 1. When they picked up the Kaja, it locked in the fact that Joy is not gonna be a presence at all
There you go.
in this game. Even though Carl TZ could have picked it, when they saw the response from RSG, okay, we'll try to fight fire with fire, like the sustain that could come out from the Trizla. They opted to go for, okay, there's not a lot of marksmen left. You might consider picking the Bruno, but we go Paquito. And, you know, Paquito outmatches Trizla in terms of damage and in terms of mobility. So they already won first phase for Echo. And I feel like that's where the solution came in. Like when after the phase, the first phase ended, Echo's like, okay, we have a better game this time around.
Completely a great start. So so it's just
So
them
excited.
finding back their own Echo system. Since you guys are the Echo location, Echo, everything Echo.
Yeah, they're finding how things interact. They're
Yeah.
finding the best way that all things interact in this circle. And it is an ecosystem.
Yeah, we were looking actually for Bruno to even bounce back in that game. It was really hard for him.
I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was
man.
waiting for that Bruno.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, the thing is, damage was there. Positioning-wise, again, it's always compromised. And it's always a thing that's Hanford has punished all throughout the game.
Even with the hard guard.
Even with the hard guard.
Yeah.
Dude, he took down Nuts, Eman, and he was like, okay, Light is here too. D'Angelo is here too.
Yeah. So you get an extra surprise instead of one. That's good. Light was like answering too many problems. Like, where should I go? Should I be on the base or should I just keep on assessing? Again, in the draft, is this even a Light hero? Is he even happy with just 3 buttons with Angela? Because it's all about response, all about sustain. But in a way that you're up against this Echo, who goes like ultra fast. So that's one way to
The Express.
yeah, the Echo Express, as we call it here in the casting desk. So, how do you even make amends for your team for even first setups? Because even Eman is really having a hard time to even have a goal or for his own kill.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, puns aside because they're playing football. And there's goal in football.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually didn't get that, but yeah,
Sorry.
that does make sense.
It makes sense. That's right. So, yeah, I wonder if for Game 3, is the Bruno even going to be considered here, considering that, all of a sudden, Echo knows how to deal with this Bruno. Like, just pick up the Paquito,
Well,
right? So
you just maybe need to have an extra advantage on how to even deal with the roam issue.
yes, the roams
Maybe not
also-
Angela if you're up against a Bruno. I think Bruno is still a winning condition for everybody.
Because game number 1, here's the thing, okay? Game number 1, they knew how to deal with the Bruno. They didn't know how to deal with like the jungle invade thing. So game number 2, they adjusted. They still let go of the Bruno. So it feels like Echo does not mind playing
don't
with the Bruno
care.
at all because they are the first team to play Bruno in season 12. All the Kerala is the
That's right.
first. Sorry. No, that was lesson. Never mind. Okay, going back, Echo, they were the first team to introduce Bruno. Sorry, I'm losing my thing because of the games that we've watched.
It has
we're
been
still
crazy.
catching our breath.
We're,
I'm
we're
still
trying
digesting.
to recover as
I'm
well.
still digesting what happened in game number 1, by the way. So they were the first one to introduce Bruno in season 12, and it feels like RSG found an answer when they were trying to play the Ixia into the Bruno. Maybe Echo refined it. We don't know. We don't know what happens in scrims. We don't know what happens during the times or the days. We don't see them at all. But again, as we saw, they were confident in dealing with the Bruno. They didn't even care that the fact that Eman was trying to 1v3 top lane. They were still chill. They were still like, okay,
chill,
you know, we don't care at all about the Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't care. Like player lane,
Apparently.
player lane, Benecuri. When we get our spike, that's when we group up. Let Sanford deal with the Bruno thing.
Yeah, and for the meantime, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, our players are, as you can see behind us, they're getting ready. They are roaring. They're getting very, very heated up. And I
We-
wonder, with all that heat, what's going to come from the steam? Are they going to go faster? Because trains run on steam.
Yeah. Will the Echo Express
I'm
be
out.
stopped? Or RSG will completely make a different stop for this train to even be halted?
Man, you're full with puns, you know?
Yeah.
Like all of us, we're full of puns.
I know,
yeah,
man.
it's the last day of the week. Just, just you know.
All right,
But
game 3.
Game 3.
being
Let's go.
See value
consistent now,
You
I think
should.
Echo is just remaining on the blue side midnight. They have a way to prioritize what they really want.
Yep. Again, Kaja is up for the taking here on the side of Echo. Paquito might be banned out here for RSG. But I'm wondering, since it's game number 3, some teams prefer playing safe. Some teams actually prefer risking it all on game 3. So I think Fanny is something that both teams should consider. Like Irad.
Really?
I know Coach Panda will probably say, no, Irad, stop playing the unreliable heroes now. Let's okay, but Paquito gets banned out. So stop playing the unreliable heroes.
Yeah, they respect the hell out of Sanford this time. Okay?
But again, the RSG might just consider getting it for the for the surprise factor, because Irad plays an insane fan. He plays an amazing fan.
I am the
Kaja is still picked up for Echo. Now you still could go for a Baksha, maybe even steal the Valentina away from Sanji, or you go Baksha and then Novaria to get a vision against Kaja.
Yeah, Navaria is still very good in the second 2 picks for RSG. Other than that, you know what? I love that they're thinking about, oh, our marksman safe, we ban Paquito. No. Farsa's still out there, Eve's still out there. There's still a lot of other ways to answer this. And if they don't pick up the Navaria, your marksman's still not safe.
Glad that you mentioned the Eve rock card, because that was a problem of RSG. Since they have a great roamer, how do you even suffice the AoE? Okay, they went straight in for Valentina and Kufra.
I don't know with the Kufra pick, but you just gave Carl TZ a free Baksha pick.
Yeah, you just did.
Frederick also is banned out, so that means Baksha looks very, very apparent.
I mean, actually, you could still
Or
go for
Martis.
the Martis, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're
The Holy
up against the
Trinity.
Kufra.
Either they are prepared for this, or just have a way to a great counter
There you
for
go.
damage.
Baksha,
Oh, okay.
Novaria.
Oh my goodness.
Anything IA in the end of the name is just beneficial for Echo right now.
Wait. Is RSG trying to pull out a Ling?
Oh, that was a great point, man. Oh, right. For Irad. Because we haven't seen him, like, go back to the assassin choices.
I mean, it might be a bad choice, but it is a possibility, because Ling is such a good hero against Navaria and Baksha. Both of them cannot deal with the split pressure of a Ling, especially without a Paquito that can deal with the split push. It might be enough to tempt, Irad to pick up the assassin once again. RSG, they might just go for a marksman here.
Swing.
Go, oh! I was right, bro. I was right. They
You're
went
right.
Okay.
They went with the bunny.
Yeah, that's just
Alright.
midnight. The midnight alarm.
Coach Teo's like, okay,
Hold up.
We get Fanny now. What? Okay, let's not try to lose some purple buff, because that happened, like 2 times.
You know what? You know what's so weird? Because they have Echo right now has the perfect invading comp, the Kaja and the Baksha. Just
Yeah.
add in someone else here, and they're solid.
You know what's crazy? Is if Echo picks up the Khalid too.
Oh yeah, and to think that this Fanny is out in the open, they have a way to have a secure XP lane as well, because in team fights, you don't want to get caught by the slow or the pull. And everybody's just doing the stare down contest. When it's RSG and when it's Echo, there's always a stare down contest, even from the audience. Oh, okay,
now I get
that
it.
was the reference.
Now I get it. Now I get
Okay,
it.
it's for Nats.
Yeah.
There's so much cosplayers right here in our venue.
There are so many people who look alike in esports. That's all I'm gonna say. Inside and out. That's we are all one.
I'm aside from Francis, like OSX.
What?
You're unique.
Oh,
Oh
thank
yeah,
you, man.
no one looks
You're
like Francis.
You guys are both unique to me.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
But is it?
Oh no, people tell me I look like Gem. So
Oh.
Harmonic.
Now
Because of the hair.
now that you say it, you're right. You're
I
right.
can't
I see
unhear
it.
that.
I see it.
Yeah, I can't unhear that, because today we started with an MPL
It's your fault.
multiverse.
It's your fault.
It's your fault, man.
I'm just saying, I'm not unique.
Okay, the man of the Bruno. Okay, not effective for RSG. So since there's no marksman hero yet for Benny Cutie, if you're up against a Fanny,
Oh,
Brody.
this is a nice cloud ban, by the way.
That's a good one.
This is a nice cloud ban. Now you're forced to go Brody.
Yeah, I was about to say that. With a Fanny, so they're just forcing everything out for RSG.
The thing is, you
Leslie good, Brody good.
I mean,
Iritel good, maybe?
if you pick up those heroes, they're susceptible to being caught out by the Kaja. Like, there's no mobility on those heroes left.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
left?
yeah.
What's left? Irithel, Leslie. Irithel, Leslie, Ixia.
Ixia.
1-1.
Brody.
Brody.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go. No mobility whatsoever.
Look at the insta-lock.
Insta-lock!
Insta-lock.
There you go. Baited.
Oh my god. Was that a
Baited.
bait?
I was like, if you ban Cloud, no mobility on the marksman anymore, and Sanford
All right.
picks up the most
It's-
banned XP laner against him.
It's official.
Wow.
That last game, by the way, in game 1, was the fastest game of the season so far. Oh no!
in all
in
MPL
all NPL region. What?
Out of all season 12s.
So far
Ah.
in the
Well.
pre-M5 era.
Yeah, that is truly Pinas Malakas.
Pinas
Pinas
Malakas,
Malakas.
bro. My
Okay, what's left here? XP. Terizla. There's no Explore. Uranus doesn't sound too great. Actually, never mind. Uranus sounds great.
Is Lapu-Lapu an option for RSG?
I don't think
Feels
so.
like you're gonna have to look for comfort here for Nats.
I think you need a frontliner. Terizla is the best option because it's a mixture of tankiness and sustain. Because the reason why I recommended the sustain here, because you need to be able to get some form of vision over Echo. Kufra is not enough. He will not get vision for you. He will be able to punish heroes that go in the front line, but you need a front line setter first. So it makes perfect sense that you put Terizla, because again, it gives you best of both worlds. You have damage, and you are sustainable enough to go in front lines.
That's fair. That's fair. Not to mention, you also the best thing you can do here is just to make sure that you don't get invaded for Irad, and I guess Kufra is one of the best picks for that as well. So, all right, now that we've all had time to breathe and to recenter ourselves, let's go ahead and break this down. Who has the better game here, in your opinion, Midnight,
Echo.
coming into this?
Echo. This use
Echo.
zone. This use zones,
They completely answered all.
You think it was a trap?
They answered the correct banning and the bait, and just completely answers to all Echo's favor.
I think at this point, the Yu Zong pick was just something that RSG did not expect at all. They were essentially baited. Like, even if they went with the carry, you know, Echo might have gone with the Harith. So that last two picks were really important for RSG to not mess up.
For the first game free after a long time here in MPL Philippines week number 2, we are going into it with Echo and RSG. Now, slowing it down here, obviously Light more comfortable on that Kufra, that's number 1. And so far, no invades happening against the Fanny, or will there be?
Oh, he got blocked. He got blocked by Light.
Okay.
Nice block there.
Looking at the status of Carl TC's progress, he was early on his own rotation, completely getting a first step ahead. Oh, Irad is just being in the middle of 2 here from Echo.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, is there any change of the emblem here, Midnight?
Well, very important to take note of here is the tenacity on the carry, the sustainability that we will get on the early game, as well as the emblem of choice in Sanford, Quantum Charge. He's been able to catch up to most of the targets that he wants to go on to. Sanford, though.
Speaking of catching up, that's Irad catching up onto Sanford for the first blood. Irad with the response, and that was completely the great bait. Nats is all on low. He's dropping on his HP bars. JP didn't see light!
JP!
That's the bounce. That's the charge. Now JP falls back. A follow from Irad. Oh man, he's fast. Now hit a follow up here. Cables connected onto
Oh,
Carl
no.
TZ. He got
That's
caught
a bad...
onto the shields. Now JP and Carl TZ response on point on Echo.
That's an oof moment.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, Box is here. Oh, it's level 4. I'm level 3 still.
Respect.
By
I
the
need
way-
to go back.
Mini heart attack.
Fanny is still level 3.
That's bad. Yeah. And while all that is happening, all the shenanigans, Carl TZ has maintained control on this box show.
Well, speaking of maintaining control, okay, we're about to go into pause, and as the first objective is concerned, that was just Echo having the free reign over RSG Philippines.
Yeah, this time around, again, the rotation came out from Echo, even though we said that there was no invade happening in the early parts of the game. When Carl TZ finished the purple buff, went straight to the greens, and he was able to get steal away one, but the Fanny was able to get the other. But that just means that Carl TZ is ahead in terms of XP, and JP standing on bottom lane just made sure that even if Irad was able to get the kill. On Sanford, on the Yuzong, he was not free to farm that part of the map, while Carl TZ just roamed, took the greens on their side, and went straight towards Turtle.
That was a great point, Minin, because as we entered that game, Harl TZ had a great start of clearing his own purple and own orange first, and that was a great way to have a control over the river because he knows that Light could actually be there to safeguard the Fanny, Irad, to secure his own objective, because we know how a Fanny could actually be dependent on objectives, even buffs, so that's one way to even deplete the resources out of RSG.
And Light on the Kufra is a great way to secure those resources that you're talking about, right? So I don't mind this Kufra at all, although again, it's not the most optimal, like in Midnight kindly pointed out. It's still something. It's still something for RSG, and at the very least, all the lanes have stabilized for the meantime, which is odd. It's uncanny for it to happen like this. Everything slowed down.
There's a big XP gap between Benny and Eman.
Oh, yeah, good point.
That's really crucial.
Did something happen?
One XP ahead of Iron's Revenge did not connect. JP now looking for a way to pull one, but now they're disengaged. RSG is looking for a safe way to flee this skirmish. Aqua might be in trouble. Carl T is just pushing them away. Look at the pressure. Onto Light, onto Eman. Light with the exchange. That's a stun. Sanji's here from the back line trying to connect with Minicutie. Onto the corner. He's looking for a way to take down one. Eman might be in trouble. Look at that follow-up from Irad. Minicutie falls down. Two-man taken out of Echo, and RSG winning that fight.
2 for none. 2 for none, and that is huge here. Minicutie definitely was not informed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't even know why they were standing there. Like they forced RSG out already, and that was just overextension. Now Eman has claimed the golden XP advantage over Minicutie, which does give a big window for RSG to work with, especially in the mid game where these heroes are strong, like the Fanny, the Brody, Valentina, and the Kadizda. These heroes are monsters in mid game. And Echo, they were already leading. Now they just made the window bigger for RSG.
You caster cursed it at Midnight. You said, "Oh wow, Minicutie ahead on top." I
am so sorry, Benny.
You cursed it.
I am so sorry, Benny. I'll make it up for you. I'll make it up to you later. But for now, RSG, they now have the the gold lead. Even though it's just 100 gold, it's really important for RSG to kind of capitalize on the window that they have in the mid game, because the Brody is gonna be able to team fight with RSG, while Echo will have to buy some space for Minicutie to farm up.
Well, speaking of space, that's the ultimate being laid down against RSG. That's the pull for JP Divine Judgment. He targets down Nats. Now he can't move. He goes down. Minikutie's secures the kill. Now Sanford up against 3. Petrified on the 3 for RSG. Now they can't move. Evan secures the kill down Sanford. He goes. An exchange of 1-to-1. But the objective is on the hands of Carl TZ. He secures it for Echo.
This is what I want to see. I want to see a proactive JP coming out into play.
Yeah.
And it is giving RSG a hell of a time.
This is Echo basically saying, RSG, you're not in position to fight. Why are you not ready? JP was like, okay, you guys are not ready. Let's take it, Echo. They're the first ones to initiate that fight. Again, it's Echo fighting on their own terms. RSG, they were not ready at the moment. They did not respond at all. Even though the jump was there from Light, the ultimate was able to connect, but Echo already took out a target that they wanted to take out.
And despite the 1-4 kill advantage, Echo still ahead by a little bit on the gold, which just goes to show how difficult the lanes are right now for the RSG squad.
Also,
at the very least, Irad still gets his purple.
Yeah.
So
still safe for Irad.
that's something.
Also to check, speaking of Irad, a good point there, Rockhard, because right now just instead of maybe the Blade of Heptasis, he got to see Halberd first Midnight.
Yeah, the anti heal from RSG is important to deal with Sanford, especially with the regeneration. I think it's a viable choice. It does give you attack speed. Hold that though.
You know that the presence of Carl TZ alone is pushing RSG to even respond into 2 right away. Irad and Aqua, they know how they wanted to guard those purples and objectives. As you say, the greens for RSG. It just Echo just kind of way they're using it against them once it's up and ready.
JP again trying to look for potential targets here. They are in fighting position once again from Echo.
Yeah, RSG.
They're not ready here. They're not ready here.
Wait,
okay, think about it. They hear Kufra.
Okay, so they're not. they're still containing themselves. Echo is just looking for a way to increase their gold lead because even on the focus right now, even on the bottom lane, Sanford is not just exposing more of their own lanes and actually looking for a way to take one down. But as of now, they're still tanky. They're still surviving their lanes. Second turtle is up for the game.
7 minutes in the game, we are now seeing that Echo still has more control over this turtle, obviously. Team fight might be initiated here by Sanford, but everyone's actually very far away.
A little too early.
They don't want to go. They don't want to go here. It's a fake here for Echo.
Yeah, a little too early for Sanford. He does have Petrify.
Oh, what? He flickered. Okay, Nats just caught one. That is just the turtle going in the hands of Carl Teasy. And now completely Sanford takes down Erod right away.
Benny Cutie trading top lane. My goodness, Echo. They're getting everything out of this game. RSG.
Light looking for a way to turn this around. Bouncing ball out to Carl Teasy.
Even
JP
the purple.
stolen by Carl Teasy himself. Echo with an objective take with the push. Clearly, they're on the lead of everything.
Okay, let me break it down for you. Sanford, little early on the use of the Black Dragon form, but he paid off for it with a very beautiful Petrify onto Erod. And JP following it up with the flickered Divine Judgment hold onto Erod. He was not able to use Retribution, and Carl Teasy, after the penalty zone, was still able to get the turtle away from RSG, and all the while, Benigudi was just split pushing top lane.
The macro game that Echo is putting against RSG is completely mad. He's stunned, denying the cable. That's a way to tame a Fanny.
The block, bro. The block. It was beautiful. And Carl Teasy knows it. He plays this hero as well, just in case you guys don't know. You guys at home. He plays mean assassins as well.
Yeah. Again, this is the risk that we talked about earlier, but it hasn't paid off for RSG. All the while for Echo, okay.
JP with Divine Judgment onto Aga. He's going to be bursted down. He's not escaping the wrath of Sanford. Another kill for Echo. Amping up the lead. Erod as well, looking for a to secure a cable for him. Now he will still escape that. Going back to the base, but Echo on the way of coverage, going focused on the EXP lane.
The way this game is going, it feels like RSG, they were balancing a scale so carefully for the past 7 minutes. Then all of a sudden, the balance just tipped all the way into Echo's favor.
The thing is, RSG, they're trying to like pace the game, right? But Echo, they're not playing into the momentum of RSG. They're not, they're not running the same wavelength. They saw now 3 heroes on the side of RSG. Look at the damage from Benny
Use his own penalty zone to escape the damage of Benny Cutie.
Yeah.
Too much to handle. Now they're being caged in. Looking for a way. Light's trying to bounce the ball out. Sanford with the Black Dragon 4 trying to target it down. Carl T secures the Lord. Now RSG's completely disengaging. Another purple taken away from Erod. Oh no, not looking good. Echo is just completely on a roll.
Nats has to be careful. This is Benny Cutie who was left in the kitchen. So he's one.
Okay, he gets a vision.
You know what I mean? It is. It's going to be it. So you can't face off against the carry straight up. So Drizzle has to back off completely.
I mean, at this point, RSG, you're probably trying to look for mistakes on the side of Echo. Not really much skills.
No. They always meet. Carl T, he just senses out.
He's trying to tame the beast, you know? He is trying to tame the mechanical prowess on the side of RSG. And I gotta point out, Echo, their willingness to commit the battle spells, their skills, onto the heroes on the side of RSG. It is what's stopping RSG from creating any move at all. Like, they're not allowed to even make the space to think of making plays because Echo is always in the face of RSG.
Yeah, and Carl T.
Look at Light. Look at Light, man.
Taming the beast. He knows when to intercept Erod as well, mid-air.
Oh, Light. Light is on the conceal. He's on the mission. He's going to do task with RSG. Will able to catch one.
Big play.
He catches one. Tyrant connecting onto Sanford. He goes down. Erod secures the kill. It's go time for RSG. Well, they will be able to catch one for a Carl TC as well, but still maintaining the distance. RSG location being revealed. Still maintaining safe distance. Erod. Oh,
Benny!
He loses. Benny!
He's fine. He's fine.
Still safe.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on to your horses, gentlemen. Benny's still safe. Sanford is the only one who falls. And still, Erod doesn't secure his purple.
He dodged what, 3 cables?
Yeah.
Dude, flicker out. and sidestep one, and then dash out.
Insane.
Insane movements coming out from the carry, man. Echo, again, you saw the commitment on top lane, right?
Yeah.
They used ultimates just to force the reactions coming out from RSG. RSG, they were like, okay, guys, let's defend bottom lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, Cutie just demolished the mid lane tower. And RSG, they did not expect that at all. It wasn't even the main objective, the bottom lane. It was the mid game. The macro gameplay from Echo is just immense at this point.
Man, I felt that Cutie. I was looking at Carl TZ, but that crucial possible pick off of RSG. So close yet so far. And Cutie is maintaining that one death. Carry on, the late game will shine. Damage, if damage is concerned, that's one way to pull a trigger out of RSG's defense. Now, they're just hungry for objectives. Meanwhile, Sanford, Petrify.
Cabled out of a Petrify. That's pretty big here.
Again, the commitment, right?
The
Commitment. Okay. Let's give
Look
it
at
to
this.
them.
Okay, they used all their spells here, right? Light was able to find the kill on to the Yuzong. But Carry took out mid. That was the whole game plan for Echo.
Go. Completely giving them an advantage up against RSG.
Yeah, working out well so far
On
for
the lead.
Echo.
Yep.
Everything seems to be going according to a very well-designed plan where Carl TZ can control what Irad is doing. The only thing that, of course...
JP pulled one!
Oh.
Light forced out an ultimate, forced out an immortality out of Light. Now JP is on a chase, but Irad trying to penetrate the back line. He fails! Benacurity secures the kill. Sanford takes one as well. Eman is down, 2 men out of RSG, and the space of damage of Echo right now is on a great amount of damage to split against RSG. Now they go back to base, Rockhard, and Echo, and everyone is just clearly taking this objective for themselves.
Yeah, they really went ham there. The last remaining members of RSG don't really deal damage as well. So that was a free lord, and they're going to have to really work hard to climb out of this one. 7,000 on the gold lead for Echo.
Again, I just gotta say, that's a Yuzong, man.
And we're back with
That's a
that Yuzong.
RSG, they wanted to fight, but Echo, they sent Sanford. They were like, Sanford, go deal with RSG. And RSG was like, how do we deal with this Yuzong? He was zoning 4 heroes on the back line.
There's just no way.
Man, this is just a lot of problems
By the
for
way,
RSG.
he soloed 4 heroes, right?
Yep.
He took out Eman in the process. He took out a gold laner while zoning 4 heroes on the back line.
Sanford MVP for this one for sure, though. I don't think Carl TZ did so good. If they win, Sanford, he's doing everything. He is doing their homework. He's doing the dishes. He's doing the laundry.
Oh, that's a good steal. That's a pull. Light again. No, it's Nats being pulled into damage. Now Light receives the kill. Benny secures the point for Echo. And Sanford. Benacurity taking out Aqua, and Echo is now looking for a way to end this game. Few seconds away. And here is the one left for the team. At this point, the world champions prevail against the sea.
And still undefeated, it is Echo! This winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance.
Talk about world-class performance, world-class comeback. And I would say Echo, after that beatdown from game number 1, claiming victories 2 games straight, very well-deserving of this victory in the series.
Man, I was just even looking for a way to RSG to bounce back, but that initiation from JP alone, and when he got Nats. There you go, that's the exchange. Man, all things that we do here, they're still friends. RSG and Echo exchanging fist bumps,
New
even
besties.
hugs. Yeah.
New besties in town.
Yeah, you can see the smiles. Even Irad knows it. He knows what's up. Give it up for Echo, though. That was, RSG, that was a very good game number 1. Big props, mad props, setting a record. But of course, in the end, the M4 champions still are able to find the key to victory in that game number 3.
Oh, finally we can breathe.
Okay.
Finally.
Finally, that was
Welcome back to the desk.
completely Echo bouncing back. It was just the same thing. Echo lost once, right?
Yeah.
From week number 1, and they lost again today. It just only takes 1 point out of them, but they maintain. They completely reversed the sweep out of this happening from RSG.
1 game per week. 1 game per week.
1 game per week. What a great way, what a great match to end our week number 2. Can you guys believe it? Next week is week number 3 already. We're halfway through.
there, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Time flies, you know.
Time flies.
We said it earlier. Time flies. So fast. Ultra fast.
Ultra
When you
fast.
have amazing teams like this.
Just the best of the best, right
of
here.
what?
Oh yeah,
End of
yeah.
what?
We were trying to echo something, we can't hear things.
Sorry, I don't hear you. Echo. End of what?
Yeah. There you go. Man,
That's, yeah.
the teams right now,
Teams
Rock
right now.
Hard in MPL Season 12, week number 2. So this works, right? Since we're kind of like based on 8 weeks of regular season, shorten the weeks, this happens.
Yeah.
This is completely alive.
More jam-packed, amazing actions per
Yeah.
week. Per week, and you get to see games like this one. It was an amazing day, by the way, but I did not expect this at all. Like from Echo and RSG, especially with the way that RSG beat Echo in game 1, and to have this fantastic game 3 come out from Echo, it is like something you might just take out of a fantasy book because it was unreal.
At the very least,
It was fast.
RSG showed us a proof of concept. It is possible to do this against the world champions.
As a PhD.
As a
PhD.
PH team as well. So, well, you know, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open because we got some stuff. We got some stuff
It's
for
a
you.
prerequisite,
Yeah.
right? Like a subject that you need to take on, or a course that you need to complete first. It's a prerequisite to be a PhD first before you do it.
They just show that it's possible. Things
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
are possible.
Yeah,
right?
anything is possible. So to think and also to commend how Echo completely recovered from game number 1. This is the first time I even saw Echo like push to the wall and not do anything. And when they completely had a way to turn things around in the draft, I know you were counting the cards there. How will they even approach the draft here of RSG? And they were back on form like, okay, let's do Assassin. But the problem is there was so much pressure being put in to Light and even to Irad most of the time. So it was completely, they were squeezing out more than they can even do.
It was immense. The
That was
pressure there was immense.
The pressure was immense, definitely, but also that same thing. You could say the same thing to Echo after game number 1. Like the pressure was immense on their side, but again, the composure of being a world champion. You know, you just have this, you know, the click of a button on your head. If you're Echo, game number 1, we move on. IDC, capital IDC. Game number 2, reset. Sanford played a fantastic Paquito, played a phenomenal Yuzong in game number 3, and again, that's a Yuzong.
Super Saiyan mode there for
It's
the
a
world
hashtag,
champions.
yeah, for Midnight. It was
That's a Yuzong.
from Series 2. When you saw Yuzong, hashtag it's a Yuzong. We're talking about the pros and cons of a Yuzong, and in the hands of world champs with world-class MLB,
Love it.
it's dangerous. Yeah, it's Sanford.
In the hands of Sanford.
Sanford, he was a boxer in game number 2.
Yeah.
And now he's a dragon, and he was just petrifying members.
It worked. You know what? Games like this makes me wonder why is Yuzhong not picked up every game, right? I just love Midnight loves Yuzhong.
Even without the presence of the Eve, it's just completely a great way to answer XP lane. Wow.
Fantastic game.
Amazing day. We
Speechless.
don't end it with 2-0.
No 2-0s today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's throw it over the stage where we got some words from our M4 world champions, reigning and defending. It's like a
Thank you, casters. Give a round of applause to Echo. Grabe naman. Okay, yung laban na to, pagsimula pa lang, banat agad. First game was 9 minutes 57 seconds. Second game was 14:23. Third was 14:56. Walang umabot ng 15 minutes. Ba't ang bilis nyo? Kasi sa iba, buong game na yung isang series nyo. Why did you guys finish it so fast?
Ano po, binilisan nila ng game 1 eh. Di bilisan na lang din namin ng game 2 at game 3.
Okay, wait. Kailangan ko sabihin. Okay. Carl, sige nga, game number 1 Fastest game in all MPL regions, by the way. Yung game number 1, 9 minutes and 57 seconds. For the first time since pinapanood kita, na nakita ko na sobrang na-pressure ka ng kalaban to a point na nung nag-turtle spawn, level 3 ka pa lang habang si Irad, level 6. What happened to you, Carl? What happened?
Ano po kasi, sobrang di ko po in-expect yung strat talaga na ganun. So, akala ko kasi siya yung best mechanical player but kailangan lumamang.
Okay. nainis ka ba? Nainis ka ba nung nangyari yon? Nung pumunta kayo sa room nyo sa likod, nanggigil ka ba sa kanya?
Siyempre po, ang kulit po kasi sa farm ko eh.
Akala ko ba besties na kayo?
Yung sa sagot niya po kasi parang ayaw niya eh. Sige, wag na lang tayo tropa.
Oh, okay. Wag na lang daw tropa. Okay. Meron ka bang gustong sabihin sa kanya ngayon, kay Irad?
Palakas ka pa.
We'll leave it at that. Okay. Ito naman, Sanford, ikaw yung MVP. Ang init ng floor dito ah. Okay, Sanford, ikaw yung MVP nung game number 2. Kwento mo naman sa amin kung ano yung pinag-usapan nyo sa likod. Kasi pagkatapos ng game number 1, going to game 2, kahit isang pitik hindi nagawa ng RSG sa tore nyo. Full pa rin ang lahat. So, ikwento nyo yung mga ganap na nangyari sa likod and how were you guys able to do that?
Pagkabalik po namin sa likod, parang napag-usapan po namin kung ano gagawin namin. Nagbubon po kami agad sa game 1. Then, ayun, sobrang ready na po kami sa kanilang game to, kaya nakapag-adjust din po kami ng maayos.
Nung tinapos nyo kaagad after this game number 3, wala pang 15 minutes, how good did it feel? Kasi for sure, naasar kayo ng game 1, no? Wala pang 10 minutes eh.
Hindi po.
Ay, hindi. Ikaw ba naasar ka nung game 1? Wala pang 10 minutes?
Opo.
Kasi tinan mo, fastest game in all MPL regions. Ginawa yan sa'yo, Carl. Okay, so yung game number 3, did it feel so good na tinapos nyo na?
Hindi po. Ilang beses na rin po namin sila tinalo, lalo na sa playoffs.
Okay. Now it's time to announce the series MVP. Let me hear some names. Ang daming names. All right, let's take a look at the screen to see the match MVP. Carl, bragging rights. You get the final word. Ano pa ang gusto mong iparating sa lahat ng mga kalaban mo at sa nag-level 6 sa'yo kanina? What else do you want to say?
At yun lang. Thank you sa mga sumusuporta sa amin dyan. Thank you very much.
Oh, ano to? Yawi, ano sabi mo? Ano sabi mo? Yawi, mate, sabihin mo. Merong what? May last message daw. May sinasabi ka ata sa kanila
Wala
kanina.
po. Gusto niya po kasi trash talking ko si Irad eh.
Okay. Kailangan pa ba?
Hindi na po siguro.
Okay, I think nag-mic drop na tayo kanina. Let's go easy. Okay, sabi nga ni, sino ba si Leila ba yun? Go easy on, hindi, iba pala yun. Okay, so, final message to everybody?
And thank you sa mga sumusuporta sa amin. Tutuloy namin tong win streak namin.
Congratulations once again to Echo. You may now take your bow. Echo with their win streak. In fact, this is their only second game loss sa lahat ng kanilang series na ipinanalo. Once again, everybody, echo loud. A lot happened in that game. Talagang marekohan yung laban. Kaya we're gonna break that down for you. And going back to our casters, pass up.
We just witnessed a literal mic drop by the GOAT. He dropped the mic right there.
I catch.
Wow.
And, wow, we have props. Wow.
And as you can see, 5-0. Echo are still undefeated. 2 weeks of MPL Philippines Season 12.
Man, that is completely one of the the hottest takes for this weekend. Translating it onto English, Carl TG thought that Irad is the best mechanical player.
Yeah, it was like, really? Somebody shouted, oh.
Who was it?
Yeah.
Midnight? You know what to do. Break things down for us.
All right. It was an amazing series altogether. Fantastic game number 3 on the back of amazing performances on all sides. But it was Echo that prevailed in game number 3. Again, they did not care at all about the composition of what RSG had. What they wanted to do was set their own terms and the terms were set, when the visions were taken, when the pokes were there from Sanji on the Novaria. 106 on the KDA. I really love the fact that he went for the cooldown book here, the Enchanted Talisman. More vision, more pokes, and more information being taken by Echo, and that allowed for a lot of things in this game to happen for the Orcas. For one, they were able to get a lot of resources on the side of RSG because they know where the heroes are. They are able to gather information, and they are able to throw their spells. And because of the hitbox effect from the Astral Echo, they're able to land a lot of things in this game, specifically the damage output from the Astral Recall, and of course the the pokes coming out from Sanford and JP. Positioning is also important for RSG because again, what they have are two heroes that you need to protect in the backline. Although Irad does have access towards the backline of Echo as well, he has insane mobility. But one problem on their lineup is that they don't have any natural frontliners. That's why they picked up the Terizda. But Nats suffered a lot in this game because he literally was not enough to withstand the damage output in front of Echo. And the story of this game is Echo setting up the terms when it comes to team fighting against RSG. They did not let RSG take position with Light. They did not let Nats sustain for their team, as whenever they see a target, they burst him down in a quick manner. And again, Sanford on his Yuzong just allowed Echo to find front lines, provided with the vision and information being given by Sanji. They were able to make a lot of calculated plays, like the risks are minimal. Sanford zoning out 4 heroes on the backline because he sees everybody on the side of RSG, thanks to the Astral Echo being given by Sanji. Again, no pun intended with the Astral Echo, it's just the name of the skill, but that is what allowed Echo to get a sort of unfair advantage when it comes to team fighting versus RSG. Now we're going to be looking at Carl T's jungle pattern from minute 9 onwards. Irad did not get Pearl at this moment, literally. Like, no purple were taken during this moment for RSG, and that is what shut down the mid-game prowess, or the mid-game spike that RSG could have been able to pull off, specifically with the front lines being shut down. When JP, reels in the target, Echo every single time is in the jungle of RSG. What RSG did to Echo in game number 1, they were replicated on game number 2. And I love the fact that he's rocking the Brave's Mind here. He knows the concussive blast will be useless because most of the time he will only be in front of Nats. So what he did is adjusted the emblem, the talent. He went for the Brave Smite every single time that he casts a skill. Every 6 seconds he is able to get back 4% HP towards the tankiness of Baksha, because HP is everything on the zero, specifically up against RSG. Now looking at the carry. Oh man, 511, 12.8k compared to the 8.7 of Eman. You can see clearly that there was a lot of gold disparity between these two gold laners. Not because of the fact that Eman is